There we go. Recording's all good. Yes. So I got a little bit of a wheeze, which is pretty normal. Doing construction work isn't kind to the body in many shapes and forms, but crawling around in an attic that probably hasn't been traversed by the general public in 30 to 40 years, kicking up that much dust. That was 2 days ago, and we're still having a little bit of an issue. But, boy howdy do I have a lot of things to do and a fair amount to talk about. Before that, though, however, I should probably go get a shulker box. I started recording the next episode, and then we're going to throw a stream in the middle of that episode. Yeah, we're going to do things. We're trying to get some things finished up and finalized over here at the island. I've got a lot of plans for tonight, this evening. Do I have, that's beef, that's string, where? Aha. I knew I had it. I've got a lot of things in a lot of places, but I need all of that out of my face for now. That's for later, maybe. Eric, Jade, hello, hi. So my plans today, right now, for a little while, is obviously to clean up this that we didn't finish in the last stream, talk about last stream and stuff like that, and then I want to go around the coastline. Hello. Hi. Enjoying the view. Nothing I really want. There are plans. First, we're gonna eliminate that guy. He has been voted off the island. But yeah, I want to go around doing the moss and stuff like we did over on the mud, taking out the dirt. I think that could be fine. Where the heck? There, here we go. There's a way up. Yeah. Also, while trying, try not to hack my poor little lungs out. Combination of trade work and abusing my body, I guess. Sure, we'll go with that for now. It'll do it. I don't know how many things. So I've been doing the business, the trade, for the better part of almost 17 years now. And I'm not that old yet. What? But like, I want to say it was only a few years ago that they came out with what's the word? What's the name? Names I've struggled with today. It's not asbestos. Silica. Yes. So for years, you just grab a hammer drill and start drilling concrete, put anchors in, mount things, bolt things down, do your thing, do your job. And just a few years back, like 4 or so years ago, they finally said, hey, drilling this concrete and then breathing that dust in, it's got silica in it, and silica is bad for your lungs. I have a pretty a pretty basic way I look at things. I try to simplify things. And sometimes the way I simplify things isn't necessarily a simplified way. And maybe it makes people twitch and their brain hurt a little bit, like when I do math in my head real fast. But if I breathe something in and my immediate reaction is to start hacking and coughing, that means whatever has gone into my body doesn't like, and it wants it out. So I knew that silica was not, or drilling this concrete and stuff is not really good for you. But I know a combination of doing things like that, and then I was a smoker for many years. It wasn't that long, but long enough. It's definitely played its toll And I think it's part of the reason why I have this prolific cough that just won't go away. And sometimes it's fine. But days like today, or yesterday rather, when I was climbing around in an attic, I don't know. Scrub Lord, hello, 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 hello. What do we have for emotes on our end of things? Just a couple? Like that. So yeah, there tons to talk about outside of my breathing problems. It's okay. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, is what I always say. That's probably not the best philosophy. Don't live by that philosophy. But no, I have a 10 tons of things to talk about because I don't know how much was said in the last stream. I know we were talking about plumbing issues and the house flooding and stuff and things. Oh man. One of these weekends, I promise you, one of these weekends I'm actually going to get some time where I don't have to do like chores. How about here for a good long time? You know, that would probably be beneficial, but I'm male, so I'm inherently dumb at times. And without my wife to constantly put me in check, sometimes things get weird. Not weird, that's not the right word. That implies to. There's a lot of implications that go with that. The things just get wild. And maybe I don't know the right words. Words are hard today. Because my brain hurts. We did a lot of things today. There was a lot of math and adding and subtracting, and I'm a little fizzled. But so where do I want to start? Last week, Monday night, I was vastly asleep because I sleep and sleep good. I'm the type of person that people get mad at because I lay my head down and I close my eyes and then I go night night, and then I'm dead to the world until the alarm goes off. Not always. I am digging a hole. I'm leaving that hole. I'm putting my shovel down, and I'm going to start a new topic. Not a new thing. Yeah, we're definitely not going to go that route either, because that's just another. There's too many innuendos and leaves too much open for interpretation. We're trying to keep this family friendly, right? Definitely because we're playing Truly Bedrock. But even when I don't play Truly Bedrock, we still keep it family friendly. Been watching me on YouTube for quite a while. Well, thank you for the continued support. I'm glad. I've seen you around. I remember the name. But I was saying that a lot of the weekends my wife will have stuff for me, plans, projects. Sometimes I'll have projects on my own. But sometimes my house decides I haven't done enough projects in the recent past that it's time to do more. Big dig time? No digging tonight. We're just flushing away the bad stuff. This isn't bad stuff, but it is all just gonna go to be turned into bone meal that I don't need. Because I've got to do what I've done over here. And I've got to come up with something. I have some ideas. I've got some plans, and we may get to those tonight. If not, it'll definitely be in the episode. So, last week, Monday night, as I'm dead to the world, things happen at the house. I wake up to a text message basically stating, I wish you would listen to me sometimes. We've known for years that the plumbing has been an issue. We need to get it fixed, yada, 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 yada. My wife was very, very mad and frustrated for a very specific reason, and that is the basement drain for the hot water heater had backed up. It had backed up dirty water into my basement. It had flooded my kids' room. It had flooded my little hallway under the stairs closet, where Harry Potter lives. And then it went out into the little, it's like a hallway, basically between the basement bedrooms and my wife's office. Hey, look at you. Missed one. And so it was a mess. My wife dealt with the mess. I got the plumber involved. I think I had told the story that one guy wanted to charge me like $761 to snake my drain, which is that is absurd. Had another person come out, another company come out. They what was it, $95 to snake the drain if it was an easy access, but I knew it wasn't because my clean out for my plumbing for them to get access to it is located in my basement, or my crawl space rather, and so it's not easy to get to. So I knew the guy was going to have to snake the from the toilet, which was only going to be $150, which is it sounds like a lot of money, but when somebody's telling you $700 and something dollars, and then somebody tells you $150, that is a huge price difference, and it makes you wonder why the one individual told you that price. What were they trying? Was it one of those, like, what's the right word here, a sexist moment where they thought because it was my wife, which I know that that's not a thing that should happen, but it does still happen, unfortunately. You know, were they trying to pull the wool over her eyes? Because it happens, and it really shouldn't. My wife is just as knowledgeable about a lot of those things as I am. Oh, look at that. We got quite a few spots we missed. That's okay. We came prepared. Or were they just trying to prey on homeowners? I have no idea. I could not tell you what the thing was, but what I can tell you is the guy got the clog fixed, and my wife got some fans and stuff out. I think I did mention that having a wet dry vac as a homeowner is a big, like, worthy expense. You should definitely do it if you own your own house. That thing has saved my tail more times than I can count. So anyway, my wife got it mostly dried, but there was a little bit of a stank coming from the house, right? The dirty water. Makes a mess, makes a stink. So I got to the house Friday evening, started looking over the things that needed to be done. And then, of course, rather than doing that, I took the family out for Mexican food. Because why not, right? Spend some time with the family. My plan was Saturday and Sunday we were going to start work on the entirety of the water issue, the smell, all those things. So it was discussed about, you know, you could hire a professional, one of those carpet cleaning companies, come out and have a heyday with the house and do all the things, or what my plan was to buy a carpet machine, right? Carpet cleaner, maybe rent one. Back in the day, before my wife and I moved into the house that we're currently in, we actually lived in a very small apartment together. It was her apartment, and I just moved into it. It was like a little 3-bedroom apartment with her 3 boys and then my 2 kids. And it was crazy times in a very tight living area, but we made it work. Anyway, there's about an $800 deposit sitting there, something like that. That we stood to gain if we could get the apartment in tip-top shape. So I actually went and rented I think it was a Rug Doctor or something like that, carpet cleaning machine, spent the money, spent the time, we filled all the holes, we painted all the things, we cleaned everything. I think a week's worth of work went in there. And having young kids living in an apartment, the carpet was worse for wear. So we got some spot cleaner out. We did all the scrubbing on the, got one of those stiff bristle brushes and on our hands and knees, just scrubbing. And we managed to get our entire deposit back. As a matter of fact, the carpet was brand new when we moved in, and I think that my wife and I, between the team effort, managed to get it just as good looking. Obviously not better. There's nothing better than brand new carpet, right? But we got it pretty close to as if it was just recently installed. So kudos to us. We managed to get the entirety of the deposit back, which was really good because we use that for the first and last months or whatever you need for renting a house, which is the house I currently own. Pretty neat. Yeah, the homeowners decided to liquidate all their assets and move, and they decided to sell their house. So we bought it. Anyway, the bad thing about owning a house versus renting a house is if things break, guess who gets to fix them? You do. So anyway, long story short, I decided to buy a carpet machine as opposed to renting one because I figured, and the way I sold it to the wife was, I'll just go through and shampoo all the carpets and all the places, we can do one a week or whatever and do a spring cleaning in September. So, if you're not in the Discord, or Jade would have seen it in the back pages of Truly Bedrock Discord, but in my Discord I also shared photos of my Saturday project, which was ripping out and replacing the flooring in my son's bedroom, because though my wife tried to dry it out, the cat had ripped up the carpet. I showed pictures of that too. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. I got a thing. Hey, Space. How you doing, friend? It's been a while. I've lurked in a couple of your streams, but it's been a while. Anyway, the cat had ripped up the carpet, so I was able, luckily, to kind of stick my arm, or my hand and arm underneath the carpet, and up to about my elbow, it was still wet. So that's not good, right? And we went ahead and decided that since we had some leftover laminate from when the floor was redone about 4 years ago, we were going to go ahead and... No, give me that back, please. We were going to go ahead and replace this little bit of carpet. So, utility knife and definitely getting after it. I haven't been watching a lot of streams lately. You've been streaming a lot lately. How's that been going? So yeah, I cut the carpet out as square as possible. I learned that my house is not square in my basement. It's more of like a parallelogram between the four walls of the area I was currently working on. So that made things interesting and also made things frustrating. Because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. If it's not right, then I get mad. And I try to make it right. And sometimes throw a fit. It's fine. But that took me some time. I haven't really ran laminate before, but it is relatively easy. You don't need many tools. A straight edge, a tape measure, a pencil, a saw. I used a handsaw, which probably isn't the best thing. Like a miter saw or a chop saw would definitely be the better tool. Having difficulty sticking to a schedule I've set for myself, but other than that, streaming's always fun. It's hard to stick to a schedule. I understand that more than a lot of people. I can't stick to a schedule at all. I actually had plans to stream. I was going to stream this weekend. And then I was going to stream yesterday, and I'm talking about why I didn't stream on Saturday. I'll talk about why I didn't stream yesterday momentarily. Depends on how long this story takes. But not a lot of tools needed. A little bit of planning. If I would have planned a little bit better, I would have had less of a struggle. But all in all, it turned out pretty good. I didn't show the carpet like before pictures, but I did show me laying the plastic underneath, the vapor barrier, and then I showed the the laminate itself, plus the kitty that was my helper. Though he wasn't helping, he just pretty much stood on everything that I was working on, as cats tend to do. But no, me and the kid got that all taken care of. That was Saturday. And then there was a bunch of things on the list that my wife kind of wanted done for the remainder of the weekend. So the next day, since the kid didn't have work, we gutted his room and completely gutted. Took all of his stuff out, and then I ran the shampooer over it, I don't know, 2 or 3 times, then let that dry up for a bit. And I'll tell you, outside of buying a shop vac, if you own a house, a wet dry vac, I would highly recommend buying a shampooer. This thing worked out really great. I didn't have to pay anybody to do it, and super simple to use. And despite the fact that it's been a while since my carpets were cleaned, things turned out pretty good. The house definitely smells a lot better. But then what was it? My wife decided she wanted to move the bedroom around. So I moved a bedroom, I fixed screens, I did... What else did I do? It was a huge list this weekend. I was busy. And that was part of the reason, like, she said I could wait on a lot of these things. I didn't have to do it because I had pretty much been working all weekend. But as I told her, let's just get it done. This way, I have less to do next weekend, or maybe none to do, and I can actually have a weekend where, you know, we spend some time getting caught up on TV shows or whatever the case may be. I enjoy spending time with her, and I know she enjoys spending time with me, so the fact that I was busy all weekend, it kind of took away from that time, and it sucks. But the house is in a lot better shape. My wife is definitely happy, and now we are working on a solution for potential future problems, right? Years ago when I bought my house, my neighbors had actually spent some money to get their drain from the main part of the house out to the main street. And our street runs east and west, and the way the main actually sits in the street is it sits more towards the north side of the street. And of course, I bought my house on the wrong side of the street for 2 reasons. The first one being that the main is on the north side and I'm on the south side, but also in the winter when it snows, because I'm on the south side, the snow never really melts. So 9 out of 10 snowstorms I have to shovel. Where like my neighbor who lives on the north side of the street, they only have to shovel like 1 out of 10 snowstorms, if that. That's something I didn't know when I bought the house. Lessons learned. So anyway, if I wanted to dig up and replace my main, heading out to the street main, there's a lot of potential for a costly repair. So my neighbor that's across the street, they repaired their pipe a few years ago. Another neighbor, like 3 neighbors have done it. One of them paid like 12 grand, one of them paid like 10 grand, and one of them paid like 14 grand. And it's definitely something I'm going to have to do because I have a house built in 1971. It's got old 1971 building materials. So it's something I've been putting off for a while because I know it's going to be costly. But it's also a ticking time bomb in that sense that we're going to have to spend some money. So while this company was out fixing the issue with the drain and not draining, we had them talk to us a little bit about our options because technologies change, things get better. And there is actually a better way to do it than the old school way of just digging up the pipe and taking it all the way. So what they would have to do is we'd have to get the city involved. We'd have to get a couple of permits. We'd have to dig up the road. Now you're talking asphalt repair. You're talking a lot of things, right? And when you start talking about more and more things, such as getting the city involved and street repairs and closing down a street, now you're talking dollars, dollars, dollars. And it definitely starts adding up. So these people came out and told me that we could easily do, what is it? They would replace 10 foot of pipe from my house to about the sidewalk, and then yes, it's called a liner, but they would line the pipe, and I'm still looking at $9,500. I haven't spent that money on my house since I put air conditioning in it and a new furnace about 4 years ago. So that's what we're currently working through right now, is figuring out when, if, what, those types of things, what we want to do, and options. It's definitely a ticking time bomb. It's definitely something we're going to have to do sooner rather than later. So I guess it's a good thing I'm in the outage season where work is a lot more abundant, and money is a little more readily accessible, is the best way I can put it, without giving away too much. The cost of owning a home, right, Jade? It's a glorious thing, sure, but the adulting part of it sucks. I just want to pay a mortgage and people to leave me alone. But no, it's fine. It's all part of the things that we have to do, and we're looking at it. And I think our options are pretty good. I think that the cost that this company gave us is reasonable. And obviously, it's still going to be cheaper than all my other neighbors combined. Well, not combined, but, individually. So that's a really good thing. We had to dig up our yard. Thankfully, a friend had a backhoe. That's good. I wish I had a friend that did that, because I could dig up my backyard. I know how to operate one of those. I'm licensed and certified. Don't tell anybody. I know how to do things. I was working a job like 7 years ago. They asked me if I knew how to run those types of things, a mini excavator and like a bobcat, and I was like, yep, sure do. I had no clue what I was doing, but I figured it out. Anyway, I'm now certified to do so. Taco time. Nice. Fish taco time. To each their own. It's not my thing, but taco time is always fun. Speaking of taco time, I said I took the family to a Mexican restaurant. We had a good time. Took the niece and her baby. She's got a 5-month-old that my wife is currently watching. Which is, it's fun, right? Little kids are fun, especially when you feed them new things that they've never had before and you get to watch their reaction. That baby loves refried beans. It was hilarious. She was all puckered up and just, this is delicious. Delicioso. But no, we did all those things. That was my weekend. That was pretty much my whole weekend. Just busy working. It all turned out really good. The house is back in better shape than it was before. And my honey-do list is severely diminished, which is nice. But I think I was busy clear up until, goodness, what was it? It was like 9 o'clock. Yeah, that's what it was, 9 o'clock. Everybody was told to go to their rooms for the evening. Some kids have to go to bed at that time. Some kids don't. We have varying ages through our house. But I told them, use the restroom, get your food, whatever it is that you're going to do in your nightly routine, do it now, because I'm going to be shampooing and you're not coming out of your room until the morning. So, that's what I did. I spent about 45 minutes-ish, hour, somewhere in that neck of the woods. Where am I at? I don't want to do the base. Yeah. I'll do that later. Doing all of that, so it was about 10 o'clock or so before I got to bed. All the while, mind you, I'm doing my laundry. I'm getting prepared for my trip up to the job that we're currently working at, which is a little bit out of town. We're about 2.5 hours away from the house. So I am preparing for all of that stuff as well, on top of doing all the other things that I have to do. And then night befalls and it's time for bed, and for whatever reason I could not fall asleep. And this doesn't happen very often, and when it does, it's severely frustrating for obvious reasons, but I was up. I was up until the better part of almost midnight. No, it was later than midnight. I was up. Yep. Mad because I couldn't go to sleep, and then I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So I think it was closer to 1 that we actually finally went to sleep. And then I had to get up at 4:30 and go do a 2.5-hour drive and then a 10-hour shift. Let me tell you, yesterday I had full plans on streaming, and I didn't because, well, obvious reasons. I was a sleepy boy. I got back to the hotel last night, checked in, went and did some shopping, ate, took a shower, called my wife, and at 6:30 I went to bed. So that's why I didn't stream last night. I was sleepy. Sleepy. But we're good now. We got a good night's rest. I got about 9 hours of sleep, which is also odd for me. Personal best, I think. Yeah. Juliana, welcome. Cuban, welcome. Didn't see you sneak in there. Sorry. Busy telling stories. But no, I think things are looking up for the house projects. Hopefully I don't have too many, and I'm getting to the point where the job I'm on is actually going to be rolling into some overtime very soon, so that's always nice. Right? Overtime's always good. A little bit more on the money front. But less time at home. That's the only bad thing. So, anyway, crazy weekend, crazy things. I'm actually fairly lucky, I guess. Not lucky, just paying attention and managing my time well. That I got my video that went up Sunday finished last week because I had zero time to even really play. When I got up Saturday, Saturday we didn't really go straight to work, but there was cleaning and stuff that needed to be done. I kind of waited until everybody was up and moving about before I started running tools and power tools and all that fun stuff. And then Sunday, kind of the same thing. I did, what was it? Kids had some friends over and stuff too, so the living room was full of people. Can't really stream when there's a bunch of people chilling at my where I do all my recording and stuff. I got a hole in my lip. I spilt my drink. Sorry I was lurking. Don't apologize for lurking. That is perfectly acceptable. So yeah, instead of playing Minecraft, I turned on the Switch and continued my adventures in Pokemon Land, right? Because we're doing all the things in that game. I'm up to almost 120 dex entries completed out of 240. That's not bad. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I know not everybody's into Pokemon, but I love the game, and I have spent, I'd have to look, but I think I'm approaching 230-ish hours in the game. Considering I only spent, it's $60 or whatever for the game, that's pretty good bang for your buck. I'm definitely going to talk about it. I have a routine. Typically tonight the routine is going to be a little bit broken because of streaming, but most of the time when I get back from work, I will do... Let me back up a little bit. This is when I'm out of town, not when I'm at home. When I'm at home, I don't have time to play during the weekdays, so my schedule is vastly different. That's time I spend with the family, watching TV, doing things, whatever the case may be. Well, when I'm out of town and I've got nothing to do but sit behind a computer, I'll play some Truly Bedrock till about 7:30, and then I'll shut her down. I'll either work on a video or just, like I did last week, I just kind of wandered around for a while. Unsure of what I wanted to do. Then for about the last hour of the evening before I call the wife and family, I'll play some Legends. And during the week is when I do like the dex entry work. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like while I'm at work and stuff, on breaks and lunches I'll play. Friday, nothing really happens because that's typically the day we're driving home. And then Saturdays and Sundays are reserved for finishing any work on an episode that I might have. And then when I do get that done, like when the videos are rendering or being uploaded, I will pick up the Switch again. And that's when I do my shiny hunting, which I picked up like 5 or 6 of those this weekend. What did I get? I got a Toxicroak, a Tangela. Who else did I pick up? Stunky. There's quite a few that I picked up this weekend. Because I'm going for a couple of different things on that game. I'm going for completing 100%ing the decks for all 240 mons. I don't have the added stuff like Shaman and Darkrai, because I don't have Brilliant Diamond or Sword or Shield. So I'm going to try to complete all the dex entries, and then I'm going to try to get a shiny Living Dex, which is going pretty good, actually. Yep. Hello. Neat. I think I'll worry about the coastline later, like when we come through and start putting all the things on it. Right, the rest of the moss, that's when we'll go ahead and tackle that a little bit, outside of what may get flushed when we do what we just did. Yeah. I really love the Legends game because it does what no other game has done before. You don't need a second copy. You don't need a friend. You don't need an online account. You can pretty much do everything solo. So there's a bit of nostalgia in that. Because that's how the games were. Yeah, if you had a buddy and a link cable, you could get certain mons and stuff traded throughout the game. But you're also playing with new game mechanics and newer things. I don't know if I've said this in many streams and stuff before, but I only played up to like Gen 3 when they came out. I only recently have played Generation 4, 5, and 6. I've never played 7 or 8. And I honestly don't know if I'm even going to play... I am completely full. Honestly don't even know if I'm going to play Scarlet and Violet. I'm not really that interested in it. But I like all the things that have been added and all the new things and stuff, so it's fun messing around with that while still being able to kind of just solo what I want to do and not have to worry about it. Let's see. We can put that in there. I've got plenty of... I guess I got a piece in there. That's fine. Yep. So that game keeps us busy for a little while doing the stuff and things. And it's something to do. right? It's something to do. I enjoy it. Oh, what else? What else do I have to talk about? I gotta start writing things down. It was such a long weekend that I didn't get my full planning. I know some people when they do like videos and stuff, or even well, mostly just videos, they'll write like a script. And that's not how I do things. I've never done things like that, but I do spend a lot of time driving back and forth to work, or back and forth to, that's what I had to talk about. Back and forth to the store to get pieces and parts or whatever, like I had to do this weekend. And so when I do that, I tend to plan out a lot of what I do in videos. So it's scripted, but I leave enough leeway in there that sometimes things can be kind of off the cuff. It stems from the way I used to do videos before I had a mic in front of my face, and I actually had to voice over my videos. So, pretty much every video I put out before I joined Truly Bedrock was a voiceover. I think I've spoke of this before, but we're going to talk about it again, just as a refresher. What I would do is I would record the clips, and then I would voice them over. Which, if you look on my channel, there was a lot of Redstone tutorials pre-Truly Bedrock. And so think about how I used to record those tutorials with watching what I was doing and then saying what I was doing at the same time. The voiceover part is kind of insane. Just to put a video out. Now, obviously, we don't do that. We have the right things to do what we're trying to do, but I would plan my videos beforehand so that I kind of already had an idea of what I was going to say, how I was going to say it, and what all I was going to do. So most of the time it boils down to, what do I want to do for the episode, right? Or tutorial or whatever. And I'll have an end goal in mind. Like last episode, I decided I wanted to build the Thunderdome, the Mud Coliseum thing. So I normally will sit here and go, okay, we need to do this, right? We have all the mud, we're going to go over and we're going to find an area. Some of the things that were off the cuff was like moving Tiz's dirt hut that I had planned to do a while back. It was just a spur of the moment, let's do it. But no, I plan all the things out, and then I plan which parts I want to talk on, what I want to say, what I don't want to say, which parts I want to cut out, those types of things. So, like I said, I typically have the vast majority of my video planned. All I've got to do is execute that plan, and then we go. Away we go. And it's worked out pretty good, but I've taken it a step further where I do that for streams as well. I will plan out my stream, plan out the things. I normally have a list next to me of like topics of what I want to talk about and things like that. But with the weekend stuff, we just didn't have it. It's fine. It's fine. There was, as I was rambling on about those things, I did remember something else I wanted to talk about, so that's good, I guess. It would be a pretty boring stream if I just sat here, right? And all you heard was the ghasts crying. Nobody would watch that. Maybe somebody would. There's a market for everything. But we had to go buy, I've never really done laminate floor, right? So I turned to YouTube because YouTube is definitely an awesome thing. You can't, it's the internet, so you can't believe everything you watch. But I was trying to get an idea of like, I know there's an under laminate or whatever. What do they call it? It's like a, is it an under laminate? Yeah, it's an under laminate, a liner, whatever you want to call it. And there's many different types and things that you can actually use. Hello. We missed a fair bit over here. That's fine. Ooh, I'm probably going to clean that up with bone meal. But I didn't know exactly what I needed to buy per se. So I just wanted to watch different videos and like the pros and cons of each type of thing. Because you can buy like a foam, which is really good. It softens, or not softens, it dampens the sound. So it's pretty good if you want less noise. But I went with a plastic, which I don't know if is great or not. But the plastic is more of a water barrier, obviously. And that's what I was more going for than worrying about the sound of walking from the carpet to the bathroom, which is ceramic tile anyway. So I took to the hardware store. I had to pick up a few more things outside of just that. I picked up the shampooer. And then I got some thresholds, right? We need a connector, a cover to go from laminate to carpet, from laminate to the ceramic tile. I had 3 places I had to put basically a threshold in. What did I just do? Nothing. So my wife didn't want to go with me. That's understandable. She hates going with me to the hardware store because I tend to kind of take my time. I waffle on a little bit, if you will. And I was perusing the store because I was looking for the cheapest thing. You can actually use like tar paper, which is traditionally used for roofs, but you can use it for an underfloor laminate. It's the same dang thing. And I thought maybe that would be a more or a less expensive way, an inexpensive way of going about the things I was trying to do. Unfortunately, they didn't really have a good selection, and it seemed like a lot of what they had was just garbage. I don't know. Anyway, as I'm walking up and down the aisles, I did notice that they had this plastic. It's basically like a trash bag, if I'm being perfectly honest. And in the one aisle, it was $34 for 100 square feet, which to me is ridiculous for a trash bag style material. Well, I happened to walk down like the back aisles where they have some of their clearance stuff, thought maybe I could find a deal. And I noticed that they had pretty much the same material labeled for $18. As my investigation grew, I noticed that the $18 material and the $35 material was actually one and the same. They were the same part number, they were the same model number, everything was the same except for the price tag. So I found somebody and was like, you know, what is the deal here? This isn't making sense to me. What's going on? And so they had to get like the department store manager, whatever, not department store, it's not a department store, department floor manager or something like that. They had to get the higher up, whoever the big dog was that day. Because when they scanned the barcode, it said whatever they were scanning was no longer in their system. And the guy said, well, this price tag is incorrect. And I said, obviously, because I found it in this other aisle for $35, but why is this label for sale for $18? And, you know, I wasn't being rude or obnoxious about it. I could have been like, well, you've got this one labeled for $18, so you're going to sell it to me. all I really wanted to know is why the difference in price when they were the same thing, essentially. So come to find out, after all the things, the guy was actually super cool, and he honored the price tag. Because I found it right there. He said, I'll honor that $18 price tag. And then, of course, he had his coworker change the... get rid of that price tag, right? Really soon. But come to find out, they were actually the exact same material. They weren't alike. They were the same thing. But the $18 price was the price for that particular material 1 year ago. And the $35 price tag or $34 price tag was the cost today with inflation. And it's pretty funny because the guy was telling me this, and then he goes, "That's crazy, huh? The price?" And I was like, "It's not crazy. It's ridiculous is what it is. Why has the cost of goods gone up that much?" You know, do the math of the difference between, let's just say $35 because it was 34 and some change, you know, and $18. That is a difference of $17. That is almost a 50% markup. Yeah, Walmart does honor their price. I also have another little story about Walmart. I'll get to that momentarily about some price differences that we actually had to deal with. But I was like, that's not cool. That's not crazy. That's ridiculous that these companies, these manufacturers are charging a 50% markup on their goods and materials, which means everything trickles down the line on that same cost. So that drives the cost of, you know, just existing up. But my wages have not gone up 50% in the last year. They haven't even gone up a little bit. They've gone up, but very minute or minuscule in comparison. So, you know, I wasn't hollering at the guy or nothing. I was just like, no, it's absolutely ridiculous. And then the fact that people still pay this price is part of the reason why the prices stay the way they are. Because if I can sell you something for $8 or $18, and then I can turn around a year later and sell it to you for $35, and you still buy it, well, I'm not going to change the price back down. Duh. I mean, that's economics 101. But the guy was cool. He honored the price, man. I thought that was really nice of him because did he have to? Probably not. Was it their fault? Yeah, absolutely. But that doesn't mean anything. I thought I saw another one. Well, if the cost of living goes up by 35%, but wages don't go up 35%, then what? We're just driving the poor further into debt? Hey, look. Goofy chunks. And furthering the gap between the poor and the wealthy? I mean, we could, yeah. That's a topic that I could easily go on and on and on about. And we're not going to do that, right? That's not what we're here about. We're here about playing some video games, cleaning up the island. Oh, man. Not enough room for the rest of it. Not that. I don't even have room in there for it. Hey. B. Ron, what's happening? So, no. Like I said, it's pretty cool on the guy to honor his prices. I thought that was pretty nice of him. Because they don't have to do that. Why can't you go? Okay, you can go there. And then you could go there? I guess we'll wait for just a second. Anyway, so Walmart, they have a whole separate deal where, yes, they will honor their prices or give it to you for free. Me and my wife, I think, were shopping for a new TV not too long ago. And on their little app or whatever, it said, "You're lurking while working." That's cool. On their little app or whatever, it said this TV was a specific price. And then when we went to the store to go buy it, of course, they rang it up and they're like, no, it's definitely this price over here. To which my wife was like, no, it's not. It's advertised on the online thing that not only is that the online price, but that is also the price that you can find in the store. I should grab a shovel. So some of the items that they mark on that app or website or whatever is the price that it is, or, it'll say online only, right? Well, it didn't say that, so of course they're like, I gotta get the manager, and we're like, get the manager then, man. You're like, I've got time. If I'm gonna save myself $200 on a TV, get the manager. And they honored it. But the story that I wanted to tell was not specifically that one. That's just a little sidebar. I was in there looking for a cot, and when I was looking it up on the app, it said that it was going to be whatever price. And when I went up to the front to pay for it, of course, it was a different price. So I asked the guy, like, hey, man, everybody's always looking for a deal, right? And so why is this advertised for this price and not this price? And he said, if it's on the, like, online only, they will honor the online price if you go buy it in store. But if you use their app and put the item in your cart like you were going to buy it online, then they'll honor the price. And I thought, that's pretty sneaky, but I like it. And thanks for the information. You're probably going to lose your job over that, because that's how Walmart works. I'm not a big fan of Walmart. I don't like the way they treat their employees. I don't like the way they do things. But that is my own thing. Sometimes very, very hard to not shop there because they are so conveniently located. And my other option is a Safeway. It's okay, but one and the same things, right? What did you say? You said, when I worked there, I used to tell people struggling to choose between sizes of products that they should just say they found bigger one in a different spot. Oh, yeah. I mean, there was... What was it? We went to get a pair of, like, cleats or something for the kid playing soccer one year. And it was like, the cleats that he wanted specifically were in the on sale, like, area. And this was before the app. And kind of before a lot of the online stuff. I'm going to have to go to the base and get more moss for sure. But we went up to the front and they're like, oh no, it's $30 for these cleats instead of $8. And I was like, what? They were in the $8 thing. Like, there was a whole rack of them. It wasn't just one pair randomly not where it should be. This was a whole thing. And the lady or whatever that was checking us out was like, yeah, that's fine. Here you go. $8. Override. Done. And I was like, right arm? If employee gets overheard, they can say they were following Mr. Walton's motto of customer first always. That was Sam Walton's motto, but once the Walton kids took it over, it's a very different store and a very different story. But again, I digress. My mother-in-law used to work for Walmart. I actually did I think I did a Nuzlocke in Soul Silver or something like that and dedicated it to her. People probably don't remember that, but it was right around the time she passed away. And it's a pretty wicked story of what happened to her, and it just solidified my hate. It got me out of trouble a few times. That's good. It definitely might be different in Canada. You're right. So she was at work. She was a hard-working lady. Worked at Walmart for many, many, many years. I think she was even getting close to retirement. She went out to her car. Come on. Okay. Jump. Do the... Got it. She went out to lunch, or to her vehicle for lunch, as she always did, and as she was walking back in, there was a sudden pop, and then down she went. She went to the hospital. She broke her hip, and then, of course, while they were doing all the hip things, they found stage 4 cancer, and it was everywhere. I will say this about my mother-in-law. She was a tough broad. They gave her 6 months to live with chemo. She told him to stick the chemo where the sun doesn't shine, because that's not how she was going to live her life. And she made it 5 months with no chemo. Tough broad, man. But she definitely did pass away. And so one of the things that she was trying to do wasn't really trying to get one over on Walmart or anything like that, but she fell on their property, you know. Thought, maybe I should talk to somebody about picking up this bill that she had from the hospital, to which they told her to promptly, stick it where the sun doesn't shine, is the nicest way I can put it. Because she didn't fall and then break her hip, she broke her hip and then fell, they weren't liable for it. Which, maybe in the grand scheme of things, is not wrong from their perspective, but my perspective is vastly different regardless if that's my mother-in-law or not. I'll be honest with you, we did not get along. Surprise, surprise, right? That my mother-in-law and I did not get along. I don't think that was right. And it just further solidifies the fact that they treat their employees like property rather than people. You know? So, yeah. I was pretty, you know what? I did that over there. I don't care. I'm not doing it. We're not doing it. Did anybody ever play Star Fox on the GameCube? Question. Walmart is icky, but yes, hard not to shop there, and there are many other options. Exactly. Exact story of my mother, except she did the chemo, and it's been 7 years. Well, kudos to her, and I hope it's many more years. My mother-in-law just did not want to live that life, and because it was mother of pearl, we're gonna do that because we're on a thing. Mosquito. It was stage 4. They told her there was no. Well, originally they were pretty optimistic about it, but they found it was in her bladder, her liver, all those places, and they were kind of optimistic, but they found it in her brain when they ended up doing more tests and stuff, so the optimism went away really quickly. So it's unfortunate, man. I may not have gotten along with my mother-in-law, you know, as the stories go with son-in-laws and stuff, but that was still my wife's mother, and she was definitely done dirty, in my opinion, and I just don't like it. I hate Walmart. Yeah, my back problems are because of working there and being bullied out of filing a report. Haven't played it. So back to my question about Star Fox on the GameCube. You landed on like a weird planet, I guess. I can't remember. I only played it once. But you get this dinosaur that like follows you around, and you can command him to do stuff. And if you there's certain things that, like, I would try to tell him to go get an item or something in a specific location, and that's what he would always say, I'm not doing it. And so when I say that, that's what I hear is that stupid dinosaur saying that. So when I say I'm not doing it and I giggle, that's why. Because my brain's fantastic and that's the way it works. I may have been shocked one too many times, and so my brain's turned into mush a little bit, but it's fine. We'll be fine. Yeah. But Walmart's icky. That's the moral of the story. I have got to spend some time Jade, did you ever see my jade proofing in the base? Not the mama, that's a whole different thing. Was that just dinosaurs? Was that the name of it? I don't know if you ever saw this, but all these signs were a joke. Like, watch. I don't know if you ever saw this, but I did it. There's a whole directory. I wanted you to find the places to buy the things. Have I sold anything? I guess we'll take a quick peek. Nothing. It's fine. Let's run this bad boy. I need moss. Yeah, was that show called Dinosaurs? Oh man, I used to watch that show. The little baby used to... Not the mama, not the mama. I know that show, but... Anyway, my thing was from Star Fox. When... We've got to... go this way. How much bone meal did I get? That's not bone meal. Where is the timer at for this thing to flush? Can I make it? Probably not. Can I do this? I can. Ooh, she's gonna flush in a couple stacks. Oh, I could have reached it from right here. Silly me. I can't remember if it flushes when this hopper clears. I'd have to look at the redstone. None of this is probably making sense to anybody, I'd imagine. I guess we'll just wait and see. This is somebody else's design, but I know how it all works. It definitely didn't flush, did it? Yep, it did. It did. It did. It's flushing. How much do I need? Aha! We get a lot. You go in there, by the way. This is gonna be a lot for now, I think. It makes a lot of moss. If we need more, we'll come back. But let's turn it off. No, off. And it's fine. It's fine. It's fine if it doesn't flush. Hello? There we go. Did I sell? I sold some bits not too long ago. I was pretty happy. Nope. 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 It's fine. Oh. I got so many frog lights. But let's go back. I'm definitely most likely gonna be building another one of those farms next season. And every season to come if they still work. But we built those like one block off, right? I followed the tutorial and I built it one block off, and then not only did I build from the tutorial, but I mirrored the other one. So that was really fun. And then when you tear them all down and have to rebuild them again because you missed it by a block, you learn a lot of how the redstone works. And then I missed some redstone and stuff, so we had to troubleshoot them to get them working. And I'm no genius when it comes to redstone, but I don't think I'm a slouch either. Yep. But I got a lot of moss. That netted me quite a bit. Oh, what else? Oh. I've actually started watching a guy do a thing, right? So that's what you watch on YouTube? No, I'm watching this this guy I watch a lot of. It's mostly just like live stream replays. He does have a main channel that he does things on, but he's known for his Pokemon stuff, but he's doing like a Zelda stream thing where he's streaming all the Zeldas. He did... Which was the first one he did? The original Zelda, then like Link's Awakening. I don't think he played Ocarina or... Gotta go. See you, Space. Enjoy your dinner. We'll see you, my friend. I'm having a heck of a time with hiccups at the moment. Yeah, he didn't play A Link to the Past or Ocarina because he does a lot of randomizers for that stuff. I've done quite a few of those on stream before. At least with the A Link to the Past randomizers. They're a lot of fun. Actually, so he just finished up Wind Waker, which is one of my personal favorites. I like all the Zeldas. As a matter of fact, once I'm done playing Legends, my kid has Breath of the Wild, and I haven't played it yet. My daughter grabbed it and beat it. Not actually this last weekend. She was so excited. She had to tell me about it, all the things that she had to do. And funny story: when my daughter it was her birthday. She was turning 13 this year. I'm now no longer have kids in the house. I've got all teenagers. But anyway, I took her to the store, told her she could buy whatever she wanted for like her Switch. Said, I'll buy you a game, I'll buy you whatever. And she ended up getting a new Pro controller because hers was broke or bad or something along those lines. Aha. Looks like we missed a fair bit of carpet. But we were talking about the video games and all the things that I was showing her, you know, she wasn't really interested in. She likes playing like Valorant or Fortnite, the shoot 'em games, right? And I told her, I said, well, you know, you are related to me. So you should try playing some of these RPG style games because they're a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to do and you have to collect things, you know. I think in Breath of the Wild, you've got to even craft things up, which is pretty crazy. So, I suggested she played that game, and she popped it in, and then spent, like, the next 4 weekends just absolutely busy. Which is pretty cool. But I've never played it, so I definitely want to play it. Anyway, back to what I was saying was this... This guy was doing things for September. I don't really know what all that's about. Something to do with Twitch and getting certain amount of subs. He played Pokemon Red and Blue at the same time with one controller. That was like his first sub goal. Then he had a Majora's Mask randomizer. And then Gold and Silver at the same time, one controller. Which I think he just hit the 216 sub goal because he's a big fan of Teddy Ursa and that's its national dex number. Anyway, 9.5 hours is the VOD that he uploaded to YouTube for a Majora's Mask randomizer. And looking at the game, I realized that out of all the Zeldas I've ever played, that's one I've never played. And it's like not a direct sequel, but pretty much a direct sequel to Ocarina. So that's going to be a fun video to try to watch in its entirety eventually. I think this is the same guy that's playing like Mystery Dungeon and trying to do all 386 Pokemon clears in Purity Forest and just a ton of crazy stuff like that. And I like watching that kind of stuff. But it is fun watching a game that I've never played. Even an old game like that. God, the graphics are so terrible. How did we used to play games? And one of these days, I want to do another one of those randomizers. Yeah, Zelda randomizers. I haven't done one in a long time. They're fun. I think I still have one I actually need to finish up. I think I still have a screenshot on my phone of where I left off, as a matter of fact. We'll get there, right? One of these days. It'd be fun to pick it back up and... Hello. There's some mycelium down there. Don't tell anybody. You saw nothing. Because I don't just play Minecraft. Minecraft for me is one of those games that even if I like step away from it for a while, I can always come back to it and do things. And there's always more I think you can do. Like this season has been a vastly different season for myself. Phasmophobia? Yeah, that thing. What's that about? Does it have a long grind in it? Because apparently I love that. With all the stuff I'm doing in Legends and all the stuff I do in Minecraft. As well as many, many other games. Ghost hunting game? Oh, that does sound... Ooh. I got a kid that would probably love that game. I'll have to mention it to him this weekend. No, what I was saying was this... fall down into Wata. This season has been a vastly different season for me in the... I've played around with new things. I've tried many different things and made it to where this game hasn't gotten stagnant or stale, right? A lot of the times I've noticed a lot of people kind of get in the same routine of doing stuff, especially like the big timers, right? Like the people from Hermitcraft, right? They get into the rigmarole of building giant farms and stuff like that, or what else? Mega builds. I know that's a thing that people are doing a lot of. And then so they do a lot of the same stuff, and I think there's, you haven't seen a lot of videos from those same individuals, because I think there's an inherent burnout that's kind of happening. And I'm not calling anybody out or nothing. I'm just saying the avenue that I took this season was vastly different. It's on Steam. Okay. I don't have that. But that doesn't... My kids... I know you can get that on the computer. And I think one of my kids, he does have it. Because he sent me the stupidest game I've ever seen. Zerod, what's up? Zeroed. That's better. What's happening? He sent me a picture of this game. He says, I thought you'd get a kick out of this. And it is Electrician Simulator. Troubleshooting circuits and working on lights. And I told the kid, I said, you know what? I'll tell you what, bud. I'll come home and I'll shock you for free. Electrician Simulator. And then if you enjoy it, we can tell all your friends about it. They can come over. I'll shock them for $5 a piece. And then if this takes off in a fad, we'll definitely charge more money and we'll be millionaires. Bring your work home. I don't want to do... Yeah, I do electrical work all the time. I don't want to do no more electrical work, especially not in a video game. There was one year where my kids were looking at video games. Oh my god, it was so stupid. And I don't know why I'm laughing, because it's really probably not that funny, but my kids were going on and on about some video game. They're like, oh, check this out, man. You know, talking how my kids talk. I'm making fun of them right now, but check out this game. Oh, they got this game. And then I grabbed from like the $5 bin. I was like, check this out, Farming Simulator 2017. Let's go. And my kids burst out laughing. My wife just rolled her eyes at me, because that's what she does. I think that's her job, right? It was just oh yeah, my kids, the way they talk, man, I probably sounded that stupid to my parents too. Just the things they say and the way they try to act, I'm just like, you're middle class middle class trash, man. Act like it. What are you doing? But anyway, this is a good soup. Good soup. I'll have to start saying that lately. What does that even mean? I don't know what it means. I don't know half of what they say means. I'm getting... Like, I'm not that old, but I'm starting to feel older than I am, because I don't know what the things mean anymore. And then, like, the whole bruh thing, I roll my eyes at it. I still say stupid things like cool beans. That's from, like, the 80s. And I was just a wee little lad in the 80s. Late 80s. Give me that back. What are you doing? But anyway, Wally, welcome. Howdy, 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 howdy. I say stupid stuff like howdy. Anyway, I think it's a Roblox stealing them from the good game that is Minecraft. Yeah. Roblox, what a thing. My daughter used to play that, and then I heard some things and stuff, and I did some research, and I was like, you know what? We're not doing that. There are imbeciles on that game. And we definitely don't want that kind of influence. But, what was I saying? No, the season of Truly Bedrock, though it hasn't... It's been a roller coaster of a season, right? It must be cut from the... I say that too, cut from the same cloth, or cut from a different cloth. Man, it's just... I don't know. I'm technically a product of the late 80s. I missed the Gen X by 2 years. I'm still upset about that, but that's a whole different story. Because I don't do the things that millennials do, right? I'm from the older side of that coin. But I still remember playing in the streets until the street lights came on, and you better be home, or mama's got that belt waiting for you. You know, I remember life before the internet, and I remember meeting your buddies at the corner on your bikes and cruising the neighborhood, and all the things that we talk about nostalgia-wise. I still definitely remember those things. Product of the 90s, which were a wild time, and I know the internet was a thing, but it wasn't prevalent or predominant in my house because we were poor. Because my mom liked the booze. Which I've told stories. We told some stories a while back about that. I'll tell more stories as we progress. I've got hundreds of them. My family and my wife are tired of hearing about them, so you guys get to hear about them now instead. That's what you signed up for. No takebacks. Yeah, we're both Zennials. Yeah. Gen X, man. That's my wife. She's a Gen Xer. She rubs it in my face all the time, but it's not the same. I'm not that person. A lot of the rules I had are the same rules that the Gen Xer had to follow, the same lifestyle, the same criteria for day-to-day business. It all falls in there. I just missed the cut by 2 years, and it's bogus. But it's fine. I like to do my own thing anyway, march to the beat of my own drum, or the banging of my head against the wall, whatever. It's all the same. Different terms, same same thing, but it's funny because she's always showing me like TikToks and stuff about, you know, millennials versus Gen Xers versus the new, what is the new generation? Whatever the name is. There's a couple people that do some really, really funny videos, and a lot of them hit right on the head. But that's like our Friday routine when I get home. She shows me all the TikToks she's been watching all week, and we laugh, and we laugh, and we laugh. And then we have to go take our back pain medicine and you know, stuff like that. We both live without internet and with the internet. It was a crazy time, man. Like, yeah, like my neighbor had the internet, you know. But I remember when the Super Nintendo first came out. I was a kid, right? I remember when the 64 came out, and the PlayStation, and the Sega Dreamcast, and the PS2, and all that stuff. Like, I've been around for a little while. NES was where it got started. I know that's not the first gaming system, and I know that people have had other things and stuff, but I remember all the things. The Zennials, how I missed the woods. Granted, it's also a kid that walked under cows and climbed silos 3-4 years old. Yeah, Alpha. Alpha, is it? Yeah, Generation Alpha. I remember those days. I was 22 then. Yeah, Wally, you're definitely a little older than the rest of us. But that's okay. We all can come together over this great game that we all love, known as Minecraft, right? That's one of my favorite things about this game, is it brings everybody. I just had somebody that recently found the channel, been watching all my videos, which is awesome. And they've commented on quite a few of them, which is great, right? The analytics love it. And they just found Minecraft. Like, they just learned about Minecraft, and they're like, holy crap, this game has got so many things that you can do, and so many of this and that. And it's like, yeah, I know. You're excited. I'm excited. We're all excited. This is awesome. Welcome. You found it. We've been here for a while, but welcome. If you're playing Bedrock, I'm sorry. Because you're going to find the bugs soon. But at least they didn't have to live with the 1.13 bugs that we had to on Season 1 of Truly Bedrock. Alright. I remember the Atari. Yeah. My buddy had an Atari, but it wasn't something like was a namesake in the house when we first started. When I found my passion or love for the thing that we do now, video games, right? And we're making heck of progress. Where we at? Hour 28. I've got about 30-ish before I end. Not quite 30. So we're not going to get as far as I wanted to, but that's okay. We'll do it in the video. Remember my parents refusing to get the NES, and then my brother winning one from the gas station cigarette purchase. Dude, I had a Marlboro jacket that I used to wear to school that my mom got from cigarette purchases, man. I remember the catalog that you could order crap if somebody smoked another. The Treepers from Season 2, those were awesome. That was when mobs would spawn on leaves. I love Treepers. I want them back. I think they should be a mob. They're awesome. We've been waiting for you. Yeah, I was a late bloomer when it comes to video games. That's okay. Everybody finds their own pace, and I'm just happy when they find it. Like, I'm reading these comments, and I'm getting probably more excited than that guy was, or gal. Sorry. Again, I've said this before. I use guy and man as like a very loose general term. I need to change that, but it's just, it is what it is. Anyway, I was more excited probably than this person because they're telling me all the things, and I'm like, yeah, let's go, man. Like, it's an awesome game. It's the best. It's why we all play it. It's why it's been a phenomenon for so many years, because it is such a good game. Does this have a top? It does. A top? Yeah, we'll go with that. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Don't matter. That's a whole other thing. Nobody's perfect. You know? Nobody is, man. And that's the beauty of all this is there's so many different... We make jokes about being electricians. I've really got stories to tell, but that's okay. You guys are keeping me sidetracked. As an electrician, there's a joke, and it's more for us because it's about us, makes sense to us. But if you have one project and you put 10 different electricians on it, they're going to show you 10 different ways to do that project. And that falls pretty heavily on Minecraft and stuff, right? Where if one person does one thing one way, well, there's 10 other ways that you could do the same thing, whether it's a building, a farm, whatever other people do. Self-depreciating jokes are the best jokes. Let's see. I had to wait till college for the PC RPGs. Anything else I had to buy my own Nintendo games and the consoles. My friends had all the other systems. You can have them, but only down on the Mushroom Islands. No, I don't want spawns on the Mushroom Islands. My first game I played was COD 2 on Xbox 360. Awesome, awesome. Did I play COD 2? I know I played... I think my first Xbox 360 game, which wasn't my first game ever. My first game was Mario Duck Hunt on the NES. But my first Xbox game was the Red Dead Redemption. Yep. Because my buddy in high school actually had the first game in that series that a lot of people don't know about called Red Dead Revolver. So I was very interested on how this game was going to play out compared to that game, which they are vastly different. Red Dead 2 has a lot of callbacks to Red Dead Revolver. So for people that have played that game, it was a pretty neat Easter eggs. But yeah, my love for RPGs and grinding stem from Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo, Final Fantasy 6 everywhere else. It's still by far my most favorite game, and one of these days I'm gonna do a playthrough on it. Probably in a live stream format or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. Later on, though. Later on in the days when I can just... take my time. Nobody really comes to see me play other games other than truly Bedrock anyway, though. Even my modded videos did poorly. Aha, found you. Trying to hide on me. King's Quest 3. Good one, good one. Quinoa Sauce, what's up, man? How you been? Long time no chat. How's Fort Carson treating you? People think having 3 cats is the cuddle best thing. Hard to find. Yes, cats are like that. The cat that I showed off in the Discord from when I was redoing my floor, just the best of the best out there. The best of the best of the best, sir. Yes. That's actually my kid's cat. His name is Ron Weasley. He's a friendly cat. He loves to be pet. And I think he was more nervous about the room being torn apart than anything else and was just very curious of what we were doing. But he was not very much help, and he sat on all the things, like all the laminate flooring and stuff. He just sat on it while I was trying to take measurements and cut. Because that's what cats do, right? Nice. I think we done it. Oh man. What a thing. What a thing. What a transformation this island. Finally get to see you live. Yeah, for a few more minutes. I'm going to be heading off here in a minute to go talk to the fam, pass out. Where and why? Excuse me? You definitely should not be on the island. Not even a little bit. What I was gonna say before we got to talking about oddball video games and stuff is this season has been vastly different for me, and it's been a roller coaster of a season. I have one cat likes to lay on my yarn project, and the other likes to play with the string that sleeps behind the sewing machine. Yeah, that sounds like a cat. It's been a roller coaster of a season because at the start of the season, I think Hermitcraft had kind of ended their season, and then they didn't pick up for a little while. I think there's a couple of different reasons. I don't want to misspeak here, but I believe that Scar was having some medical issues, so they were kind of waiting for him to get like a little bit of a clean bill of health, right, before they kicked off the season, which is, to me, that is super cool for a server to do. That really speaks volumes to how they operate and how much they care about their people. I like to lay on the fabric as I'm trying to... yeah, that's cats. I have 2 dogs. And they're awesome. And they're dumb. But I love them. So, at the start of the season for Truly Bedrock, there wasn't a huge thing. Like, a lot of servers and SMPs and stuff were kind of just on the mend or on the wait for whatever. And so we had an influx of views and people coming in and stuff like that. All the numbers were definitely up in the positives. I was averaging like 500 views or more a video, which is insane. And then when, you know, the seasons of these other servers and stuff started kicking off, we started, is that going to cause problems? Oh, no. Crap. Crap. Yep, that caused major issues. Because this machine is not going to work now. It's definitely not going to work. What did we have here? I don't remember. Was it just dust? It was. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, the pistons won't extending out the mud or anything else we run in this farm if there's no redstone back here. So what I should do is this. Just in case, then the water would flow down into here. It would flow down into here, into there, and that's fine. That doesn't really matter. I hope the gas don't get out. If they get out again, I'm done. I'm not even gonna try to fix it. No way. Hope you have a good evening, fellow comrade. You too, bud. That's a coworker. Quinoa sauce. Yep. Anyway, as the season progressed, you know, our views stayed pretty decent. They stayed pretty high and pretty consistent. But then, you know, things have fizzled off, especially in September here, with everybody getting back to school and back to the humdrum of life. So views have definitely gone down because of it. But for me, on a personal journey through this server this season, it has been nothing but a ball of fun because of the different things that we have tried and the different things that we have done. Such as the, what do we want to do? Yeah, we'll just do that. Whatever. Such as the Moss Room that we were in not too long ago, right? Where we built with kelp blocks and terracottas. Definitely not nether brick and nether rack and stuff. You know, we... Oh, what was it? Season 2? We built that big old base that I'm still unhappy with because I never finished it. And I think I had intimidated myself and bit off more than I can chew. Because the project that I've done... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. See? See? We did it. Oh my goodness. How did this fare for us? I want to see. Yep, it goes down here. It goes down here. It goes down here. Probably creates a mess down here. But that's fine. When the water clears up, it's all going to go back. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, my goodness. I could stop that, but it's fine. What we just did is fine. Well, Season 2, I decided to build... What the heck are the gas down there for? Science. You could go download and finish it. I have a downloaded copy of it. This is a farm by T-Man. I was mistaken. It wasn't a Slack farm. Slack did the tutorial on it, or a showcase on it, rather. And what you do is you turn this switch on. These gas will start firing at you. You place dirt here. I took my mud maker and integrated it into the farm. And so it turns the dirt into mud. It pushes it along here, and the gas break it. It then goes down into this hopper line, which is then collected over here. And that's how I got all of the mud to transform the spooky side of the island. Completely AFK. It is a little wasteful. It's not 100% return on investment, but I still have over 6 double chests of dirt. Again, that is some of the stuff we're talking about as far as different things, man. I've tried different farms. I've tried different build palettes. I've tried different things. I covered a bunch of water. And it's been a ton of fun doing all the things and doing all the things that I've never done before. Like making a complete mess. Do I want to change? We'll get there. We'll get there. So, like I said, the season for me has been an insane roller coaster. And I've kept, you look back into Season 1 and look into Season 2 and even Season 3. We didn't have that many videos. They are upside down. It helps line up their fireballs better. More accurate at shooting at you versus shooting at whatever ghasts want to shoot at. And so, not sticking to my regularly scheduled program where I just build every farm that I can think of, and actually experimenting with build styles and trying to change things up has vastly, or I have vastly benefited from, and it's made the season exciting to the point where I haven't got stagnant. I've pumped out more episodes than I have ever, and then things like Season 2 where I didn't quite finish up the base. We're doing projects. I'm not done with this project here on the island. I still have a whole thing like this planned for this side. That's hilarious. Sorry, just found TV halfway through the season, so I'm catching up on everybody. This is the only second time I've caught you live, and last time was only for a few minutes. That's fine. The gas are for a headache you never wanted. Hey, man, they're doing a great job. So yeah, I think this season as a whole has been a very good one for me, and like I said, we're staying. How do I want to do this? Please let me do it. Thank you. We're staying motivated, and rather than looking at this project as one huge project, I broke it into bits. You know, we mined. Think about all the work that's gone into here. Right? We mined this thing flatter because there was a bunch of mountains or whatever, hills over on this side. And we have done all this work. I wanted to do more work in here, but we're going to run out of time. Where did I start? Right here. There it is. Dead coral. Somebody suggested this in the last episode. So we're doing it. That's why I had all the coral. But I broke it down into steps. I knew I wanted to build a fairly large house. I mean, this was built off of somebody else's tutorial, but I wanted the Addams Family house here specifically. Then the trees and building the texture pack for the trees. I know this is going to look vastly different on the download and stuff when that happens. Everybody's going to see a bunch of birch trees. But then doing the dead trees and having them, like, we broke it down into steps. I'm breaking this side down into steps, and it's making these larger projects more manageable, right? And we kind of talked about that moments ago with some of the dead that we're seeing on some of these servers and stuff is from people doing mega projects, and mega projects will burn you out. Not just from doing them, but the time that you have to invest, and then what it takes to edit down a video and get all the things portrayed as you want them portrayed or conveyed. It's a heck of a process, and unless you're doing this full time, there's no way you can invest enough time into finishing all of that up. And so, hats off to the people that do it, but that's why we're breaking this down into parts, and that's why we took a little bit of a break last episode, just to clear our head, and then come back. Yeah, mega project equals mega burn. Yep. The Birch Force is kind of scary on its own, so it fits. Well, I do have for availability, obviously, my texture pack with the glass and what else? The grass, right? The grass is a full block. Hold on. So maybe what I need to do is add the rest of the things. Because I have all the grass, I have the Nylium, the Mycelium, all that stuff. It's a full block. That's all part of my texture pack. And then I think I have the totems. Is that what it is? Yeah, the totems are different. That's my Totem of Undying. Anyway, I have a texture pack with all that stuff in it, but I don't have the birch trees added to it. So maybe I'll add that, or try to find a way to separately have that, so that people will want to visit this place in the future. They can actually see it the way we see it here. That is a cute little totem, huh? You know, Lee's got the teddy bear. DB's got the fairy in a jar from Zelda. And those were like the motivating factors to figure out how to write and build my own texture pack. So I did. And then that's how I added in this. I've got the texture pack to where I can just add things. And it turned out super, super cool, man. And There was a lot of work that went into this. Grogu? Nice. Nice. That's cute. Um, if I had to put a time onto it, if you start adding in the digging and everything else, we've probably got closer to 40 hours on this side of the island just as it sits. Not to mention the times that we came over here before we built the nether portal. We would fly all the way over here and mine mushrooms. It all started because of the mushroom war. This is what stemmed from that whole thing. So it's pretty crazy. But I did get quite a bit done. We did get the moss to where I want it. So we're at the point where I can start placing down. I love this at night. I'm glad it's nighttime. Nobody else is on, right? Just me. This is one of my proudest builds because I've never done things like this. But I still want to. Hello, hi. I still want to place in the dead coral and finish up placing some of the spider webs, or the cobwebs rather. Like, I don't have any. I started because I got some more, but a lot of these trees don't have them. It's mostly in the middle. So we're going to run around just placing the coral and letting it die off and running around. Maybe that'll be another stream soon. But I want to get started on the other side of the island. But unfortunately, this is where we're going to end things. I've got a phone call to make, and I've got some dreams to go have. Maybe. I don't know. So yeah, we're going to end things here. Thank you guys for stopping in and listening to me babble on for almost 2 hours. And hopefully we'll have another stream soon. I do got a lot of work to get a video. I have like 3 clips recorded, so we've definitely got to get we got to get busy. So anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time of the world it is. Where you're at, I hope it's great nonetheless. And we will see you next time. But first, I got to do this. And then end stream and all the things. Good night, everybody.